is your boy Cupcake coming at you live from Sardegna Windmills, and this is our first commentated event of a Gentleman's Tuesday race. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I've been in the last 5 or 6 races and decided to say, you know what, screw it. Not in a bad way though, I will say. I just want to become a designated commentator for Tuesdays. So that is what I'm going to be doing from now on, every Tuesday at about this time. So right now, we are over at Sardegna. As you can see, everybody's kind of going crazy over these jumps. It is night. We've got 4-wheel drive cars. It's going to be a heck of a show. But what I want to do, and this hasn't been done yet since we've started commentating, I want to take you guys on a lap around this track and show you exactly what this track is like. This one's got a lot of fast turns. It's got a sweeping left turn at pretty much just about the beginning of the stage, followed by a hairpin nearing the end of the track. So give me just a few sec here. I've got to share this to the Facebook page, since ya boy is the creator of said page, just as like a support group, just in case anybody wants to join but they're a little bit iffy and they don't know if they want to join. And to those who are doing that, first of all, I want to say, you know, the water's fine over here. It is fine as wine at dinner time. We are probably the friendliest group of people you'll ever meet. And we welcome any skills, any levels. And speaking of any skills and any levels, our lovely founder here, Mr. RWBG8GT Driver, has entered the room. So let's see here, let's share it to this pose. We're going to share it over to our friends over at GT Sport. And then let's send this out on Discord. Which, yes, we do run a Discord channel here as well. So I'm going to take you guys out. Poop. After I do this, I'm going to take you all out on a lap here. As you tell, the qualifications and stuff are pretty standard. So I'm gonna take you out here on my Team Anna Racing Flex Tape Mitsubishi, which Flex Tape has graciously. Oh, there goes Joey. You know, they are more than happy to sponsor me. But as you go through here, you got a couple of jumps, followed by a pretty good sized sweeping left. And if I wreck, I'm blaming Presidio. This section is particularly fast. It's got a couple jumps in there. As you can see, Joey in front of me got a very sharp left-hand turn, about a 90-degree turn there, followed by a very fast section. We're going to go over a jump. We're going to be going over many of those. We're going to take it sideways here through this tight section of the track. And if your boy can learn how to shift, you know, that'd be great. But going through this section here, I think we're going to get a lot of last lap passings through just that turn itself. We're going to go ahead and fly through. We're going to go over a big jump, over another big jump. And would you look at that? Ow. So there you have it. So let's take a look at our driver lineup here. So we've got the creator of Gentleman's Tuesday himself rocking a sweet AMG Mercedes A45. That is none other than J-Rod. Second place in another gorgeous AMG Mercedes Benz A45 going over a jump. Looks like Trilogy. Ooh, almost hits him. We've got our fearless leader RWB GAGT, aka Rusty. Third place we've got yet another Mercedes, but you can tell he watches Saturday morning cartoons because he watches SpongeBob, and his name is no other than Joey Cannoli, teammate of mine for the SF series. And let me tell you, he is a blast to commentate with. We had a Food Network edition last Friday, and it was something else. Alright, so we've now got T64 Turbo rocking the old JDMs in the Mitsubishi 3000 GT, or as I should say, the GTO. Then we've got no other than Mr. Trilogy himself. He's probably one of our freshest members of the group besides the Kituation. And let me tell you, this kid has improved tremendously. He is a blast to race with. Granted, he took that corner wrong, but you know what? It's a dirt track. You're gonna slide. You're gonna go the wrong way, but please try not to do any donuts. So there we have it, folks. We've got our lineup, and it looks like pretty much that's all we have. So while we're waiting here, we're missing two drivers there to introduce to you. First one is no other than Mr. Canada himself, Vasco Francisco. Currently our points leader over at the West Division of the Super Formula Series. Then we've got Solo, who is one of our regulars as well. He will race anything and everything. His main interest, though, is the Porsche 911s, which you can't blame on. I mean, they make up for some pretty good racing, I should say. So let's take a look. I want to see what kind of vehicle he's rocking. If he's rocking a Porsche, God help him. So let's see. Oh, running the Subi. The Golf Subi. I was waiting for a Subaru to come into this room. Let's see here. Looks like Rusty is rocking it. Look at him go. Get it, son. Oh, sorry about that. DoorDashed me some Chipotle and got me a Mexican cola, which, let me tell you, these things are so good. See if I can spot anybody else, and we're gonna go ahead and put that on there. Vasco, before he ate the wall, he had a very nice Subaru Impreza with such a gorgeous looking livery of absolutely nothing, except maybe a couple STI logos. I think he's running all stock. He's running a sleeper car is what he's doing. Everybody out here flexing with those $50,000, $60,000 Mercedes, and this dude just went to his local junkyard, grabbed a Subaru, and said, you know what, let's just throw it around in the dirt, see what happens. And poor Rusty there, he is getting harassed by Vasco. And look at Vasco going over to the side, trying to overtake, which, not time for qualifying yet, but, you know, you gotta let your opponents know, hey, I am not here to screw around. You know, I don't want to mess around on this track. The last thing I need to do is hit you, spin you out, and put us in the very back. And I mean, look at that gorgeous shot there. Look how he just masters those curves. Now let's look at Francisco's view. See how the old dude is doing. As you can see here, he is getting ready to hit jump number 1. Jump number 2 gets a little bit tilted there, but sticks it nicely. And we got a yellow flag. Who do we got that spun out here? Looks like it is a Trilogy. And he is gonna drift it like the Tokyo boys. But y'all, we ain't in Tokyo, we're over in Sardeghi. But I'm gonna take a couple minutes here and I will be back shortly. But until then, enjoy this beautiful shot here. Two wonderful looking cars of the Mitsubishi and the Subaru, especially with the rich background between the two back in the days when they were participating in Rallycross. So once qualifying starts, I will be back, so enjoy. Alright everybody, and I am back. So qualifying should be starting any minute now, but final practice here, looks like we got T64 Turbo with a blistering 1 minute 24 seconds, followed by Mr. Canada himself, Vasco Francisco, not too far behind. about 3/10 away at a 125 368. Unofficially, Solo Driver third, running a 143, but I see that going down big time. Fourth is our boy Trology, which, did I mention, he is using a big boy toy. He is using no other than Presidio, which is his dad, using his T300, just got rear-ended by Mr. Cannoli. So here we go, ladies and gents. What is this car? J-Rod out here with a Lancia. You know what? That's a very smart choice. Nice blend of power and reputation. These things used to be a monster during the Group B race. As we can see right behind him, T64 Turbo, he wants none of that. He is going to go out ahead. He wants to be ahead of everybody. That way he can get a good qualifying time in. Vasco sitting in about second place. Solo third. Trology third. Cannoli third. Now second. Now last. Now sixth. Good old Rusky there with his AMG sitting in fourth. Got a pretty good comfortable spot there as far as qualifying goes. And we got somebody that just entered. Are we gonna restart? We will find out. It's only been about a minute into the qualifying. Mr. Bishop Jail, I am so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. He's one of our newcomers as well. Doesn't race as much as some of the other regular drivers do, but nonetheless, man, if you can join, hop in. It's all good, dude. All good. We don't judge. So right now, it looks like everybody is going to exit out and allow him to come in, which Vasco probably being one of the first ones to go in. So very Canadian of you, sir. Yep, cancel entry, so they're gonna throw a red flag here. Which is probably good news for Joey there. He did not stick that landing too well. So, we're gonna send out a quick message here. Oh, okay, so it has been canceled. So now they're going into practice now. So I guess they're going to skip the qualifying there, which is a pretty smart move in case anybody else wants to join. I'm going to send out a friendly message there, so everybody's going to start qualifying. 10 minutes. As you can tell at the very bottom left corner, that is the timer that we use to, sir, we do not need that kind of explicit language. I'm going to let them know that this is a PG rated stream, which I'm going to keep it as PG as I can get. Because right now, I am pretty much channeling my inner... Ooh, turbo. But right now, I am channeling my inner service advisor. Trying to, keep the conversation going. You know, talking by yourself, it gets old. Now, if I start asking myself questions and I start answering them, please let me know. Tell me to seek help. Tell me to do something. So, on that note, we've got T64 Turbo. We're gonna ride along with him here and see how exactly he drives this thing through the course. So, judging by his hand movements and the way the steering wheel is turning, he obviously is going to be using a wheel. Because it's not that kind of jittery, per se. But look at that. Goes through that corner like it's nothing. Then he's going to go through the first sector here, running at about a 43-second sector. He's going to cut through this very fast section of the track. See where he goes here. Cut through there. Bam. Bada beep. Boom. See, look at that. Look at it. Cutting in and out, cutting through those turns like it's butter. Sorry, y'all. Can't seem to talk today. So right now, he's at about a 115 through that second sector. Is he gonna hit 125? He does. Alright, good job. Mr. Canada himself looks like he's getting ready to set his time. Now, he uses a DualShock, which is, in layman's terms, it's a PS4 controller. But look how smooth he is when driving it. It's crazy. Running about a 126.74. Good time, good time. Solo is now running a 128. I told you that time would go down. Trilogy running about a 140. J-Rod trying his best. You go, buddy. We believe in you. There you go. There you go. See if he can stick these jumps. Jump number one, jump number 1.5. Cannoli just setting a 133. Trilogy at a 140 still. Looks like Rusty's getting ready to set his first lap time. Let's see how he does. Jump number one, jump number two. Posting a 128. Huh. Oh, there it is. 126.9. Vasco 127.19. Solo 128.49. Don't count them out just yet. J-Rod posting on 133. Joey Cannoli 133.186. 0.006 seconds away from J-Rod. Trilogy posting about a 140, but I think he's going to post his best time yet as he scores a 131.2. Good job, man. And, come on now. So let's see here. Vasco. Ooh. I smell competition. Looks like he is doing a second better than his previous lap. His previous lap here on the fastest lap of 125. That hit may have costed him some time, but let's take a look here. Yeah, it cost him about 0.3 of a second. Still all good. I see him running a low 24, maybe a high 123. Turbo is just getting it right now in his Mitsubishi GTO. Which, just a little fun fact for you, I almost bought one of those last year. Thought about saving up $3 grand, buying a 3000 GT. And then I heard their biggest issues are timing belts. One of these I wouldn't buy. You couldn't pay me. I mean, I'm sorry. But, looks like he is running a purple lap at the moment, doing about 0.7 quicker. But, whoa. Oh, my word. Solo. He just went Han Solo on everybody, man. Posting a 124.39. Great job, my man. Great job. T64 Turbo posted, looked like a 125.9. Sitting at a very nice third place. Mr. Founder himself posting about a 125.483, which is doing a little bit better than his previous lap, but I don't know, we're about 7 minutes in. They probably got about another lap or two to go. Trilogy is... There he is. Right beside T64 Turbo. And T64 just cuts through those turns with no issues whatsoever. Let's see how he does it here from the view of Trilogy. And I mean, he is cutting through those turns like butter. But he's not doing as well as his previous lap time is. But man, look at the difference between Rusty and Turbo. 0.009 seconds. That separates Turbo and Rusty, which that's going to be a battle and a half, man. I think we're going to get some nice shots out of that one. So taking a look here, Trilogy running a 129. Now mind you, he's using a T300, which is a Thrustmaster steering wheel. This thing is like the cream of the crop. And to go from literally taking your PlayStation 4 controller and tilting it, using it like a steering wheel, and transitioning to this is something else. It's actually kind of scary if you ask me, because he is going to be up there with the pack whenever he gets a wheel. I mean, myself, I'm still learning my T150, but it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of time. Mr. Pastry himself, Joey Cannoli with the Sponge Fabioli, is on his out lap. I guess he had to make some minor adjustments there. J-Rod sitting last in a 1 minute 32 seconds. I'm kind of wondering if he's doing that on purpose. You know, kind of letting the pack spread out as the race goes on and then start picking them off one by one. As you can tell right now, he is running TCS from what it looks like, which I think TCS is going to hinder you in this race more than anything, if you know how to drive without TCS. Let's see, we're about 10 seconds away from the qualifying ending. And while everybody's finishing up on their laps, I do want to give a little background on what Gentleman's Tuesday is. It is an event set up by no other than J-Rod himself, which we are on board with. And, ooh, 129, good job. But the whole point of this race, or this series, it's not for points. Could be for bragging rights, which, cool. The whole point is to get us in different vehicles at different tracks, different conditions. You know, I don't think we ran a rain race yet, which I'll tell you right now, I'm not gonna be in that one. I've raced in the rain before in this game, and let me tell you, it's scary. But you know what's scarier than that? The event we ran last week. Nürburgring Nordschleife 24-hour format. It's about a 14 or 15 mile track. Not only did we run it, we ran it at night in the Group 1, but not just any Group 1, the Group C's. If anybody doesn't know what a Group C is, pretty much vehicles built in the early 90s and before. So probably about anywhere from about 70s to 90s. These cars were absolute monsters. You had the Mazda 787B with the monstrous four-rotor engine that later got banned in the Le Mans series. You had the Porsche. You had the Jaguar, I believe XJR12. And we raced that at night, 6 laps. Took us about an hour to do it, and let me tell you, it's a learning experience. So, like I said, we just do different events, different races, different cars, not for points, just for fun mainly. So here we go. we have got Mr. Canada himself first, Solo second, Turbo third, Rusty fourth, J-Rod fifth, Trology sixth, Joey Cannoli seventh. And I cannot wait. Listen to those little four bangers and ricers and one Lancia and two German cars. So here we go. Vasco leading the race here, going into the first section under the turn. And you know what? This calls for some shots here. Look at that. Going through the jumps. He is taking those turns like it's nothing. And it seems like I need to enter back into the race there. There we go. Solo driver takes first. We got some bump going on between Vasco and Turbo. Rusty going into the mix. They are in a three-way battle for second place. And right now we've got Trology in fifth, J-Rod sixth, Joey seventh. And we have got a pretty good battle here for first place between Turbo and Solo. Going through the jumps. Going into the fast right-hander of the turn. Solo hits the wall. Man. But you know what? We got 10 laps. Let's do it. Turbo's going to take the lead. Vasco is coming up right behind Solo. And boy, we have got a race going on. And I'm loving it. Loving it. So Turbo is going to be the first one to lead this lap. Solo, Francisco, Rusty, Trology not too far behind, about a 2-second gap. But he's also got about a 1-second gap between himself and Joey Cannoli, who is in 6th, J-Rod, who is in 7th. T64 Turbo, he's going to cut through the turns like it's nothing. But Solo is not going to have it. He's actually going to get a little bit squirrely there. Can he stick it? No. Francisco is just going to try and take that, use it to his advantage. But looks like Solo is easily defending his spot in the race. Solo's going to hit the wall. Francisco just about got him. Now we got a drag race here going into the sweeping right-hand corner. This is a very high-speed section here, ladies and gents. We are going every bit about 100 miles an hour through the dirt. I know 100 miles an hour probably doesn't sound like a lot, but in the dirt, you might as well be going 200 miles an hour on the road. So let's see, Vasco has successfully taken second. But Solo, he's fighting. He wants that spot. He's gonna go, ooh, contact between Francisco and Solo. Rusty getting into Solo as well. My word, we've got some racing going on here. Going through jump number 1, jump number 2, sticks the landing, good job. Looks like Rusty made it as well. And look at that. Look at that, we got a classic, or, well, not so classic, but Subaru versus Mercedes. I bet you never heard that combination before. And let me tell you, that Mercedes is holding its own. It's got the AMG power to it. Now while they're duking it out here, they got about a 2-second gap, or just about, between Francisco and about a 4-second gap from Turbo. Let's take a look over at Trology there. Looks like he's doing a fantastic job. Gets a little sideways, but manages to save it. Good job there, my man. J-Rod not too far behind in the Lancia. He is doing everything he can to keep that car under control. Joey in the Sponge Bob Lovili with Patrick Starr on the side. That's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. But right now, this dude is absolutely dominating the race. About a 3.5-second gap. Second lap, he ran a 124. But Vasco ran about a 124.5. Turbo running a 124.6. But the biggest thing that you're going to deal with on this track and during the race is going to be consistency. Can you consistently get through these curves without spinning out or going in at way too much of an angle? And that's going to be the key factor. It looks like Turbo is easily managing that. Now we got Solo Driver third, defending his position against our fearless leader Rusty, who is sitting at a very cool 4th place. He has got one heck of a gap between himself and Trology, sitting about a 13.5 second, now 14 second gap. Rusty gets a little bit wide there, but manages to save it, so good work, dude. Good work. But with that, with going a little bit sideways, it just goes back to what I said. Consistency. He went from about a half a second gap between himself and Solo. He was at every bit of 1.5 second gap, but he has come charging back, and we've got Solo almost spinning out, manages to save it. Rusty is just gonna chill up there in 3rd. And let me tell you, this is a battle and a half. Trology, 5th place. Got about a 17-second deficit between himself and Solo Driver. J-Rod, about a 1.2 second deficit between him and Trology. Joey Cannoli, just not his day. Not his day at all. Running about a 30-second deficit between 1st place there. About a 2-second deficit between himself and J-Rod. So we're going to go back to this guy. Running a 1:24.6, and looky there. I called it. Francisco with a 1:23.65. Francisco is chasing down Turbo. He wants that win. He is craving it. And he's still on a purple lap, ladies and gents. Could we see a very low 123? Or a high 122? We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is the battle we got going on. We got Rusty 3rd, gonna hit the wall. That's gonna hurt him. Solo just about hits it, but manages to save it. Giving a little bit of time there. He lost just a tad bit, but I think he'd have lost more if he went a little bit slower around those curves. So, ooh, what do we got here, ladies and gentlemen? We've got a very angry Canadian. Isn't that ironic? So we got T64 Turbo holding just less than a second lead over Vasco Francisco himself. Francisco is killing it through the turns. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Right now, Francisco, oh man, see, I called it. 122.8. You know, with these numbers and stuff, I ought to just play the lottery or the Powerball or whatever they have here in Ohio. So right now we're running at about a half a second lead there over Mr. Canada himself. And let me tell you, if Canada wins, he's gonna be showering himself in maple flavored syrup soda bottles. Yes, I said it, maple flavored syrup soda bottles. Now, what happened here? Looks like we got a 9-second gap between Rusty and Solo. Not sure what happened, but it's all good. But, oh, look who's creeping up right behind him. Look who's creeping up behind Turbo. We got Vasco Francisco taking that turn like it's nothing, taking it in style. You know, I think he watched the movie Cars maybe 400 or 500 times. You know, to go right, you gotta turn left. That's how dirt racing is. Oh, gets a little bit of contact there. Going on the inside, Turbo getting flustered. We got contact. We've got contact. Boy, let me tell you, we got a race and a half here. I'm loving it. Loving it. Francisco's going to get a little bit squirrely there, but it's all good. If you manage to catch up to him that quick, by God, you'll do it again. Going through the jump, going through the jump. Going through the jump, or half a jump. We're going to go through there, and he's going to brake. Hopefully, he can catch Turbo here in that amount. of space, or with that amount of space, I mean, the track may look wide, but there's a certain line you gotta take, because if you take that outside line, you might as well be out right by those windmills. That's how much time you may lose if you don't stick it right. But, oh, gets a little sideways and sticks it. Turbo got a little bit sideways as well, but manages to stick it there. Lost a little bit of time, but is quickly extending that lead there through those sections of turns. Holding now about a 2-second lead. So, while they got that going on, we've got Solo who is spun out. Oh, man. As my good friend Winkle would say, he got lost in the sauce. J-Rod running 5th. Got a less than a second lead. We got a 3-way battle for 5th, folks. And this is going to get good. I mean, that AMG clearly has more power than that Lancia. I mean, the Lancia is a good car and all, but it just lacks the power. Trilogy misses the second jump there, hits the wall. All good. You're still in the race, man. Keep going. Cannoli hits the wall, but quickly catches up to J-Rod. Trilogy out of nowhere. Contact between the two. Good lord. Boy, I would love to bring up party chat audio right now, but, you know, that would turn my PG stream into a rated R real quick. And I'm not saying that because of them, it'd probably be because of me. I'm pretty sure Presidio can tell you that too from experience. You know, we Ohioans, we cannot contain our mouths. Not sensually. So right now, Vasco Francisco is now attacking T64 Turbo. He's got about a lap and a half left to get him. Is he going to get him this time around? He's going on the inside. He is trying to pass Turbo. Turbo closing the door. Or I should say slamming the door. I mean, he's just not having it. Not having it at all. We're going to take a look here. We're taking a look. We're at the rear bumper of T64 Turbo. I mean, these shots here are glorious on the dirt track. Vasco taking the turn very well. But these next few turns here are going to dictate that it'll either make or break you. Vasco getting a little bit wide there through those turns. Manages to cut through the second part of the last section. Third part hits the barrier and is now at about a 2-second gap. Just about. So Turbo jump 1, jump 2, sticks it. Jump 2, Vasco sticks it as well. Let's see who we got going on here. Oh, J-Rod. Going on the outside. We got Trilogy there getting some contact between Trilogy and J-Rod. J-Rod's just going to blow past Joey Cannoli there. Joey seemed like he missed a gear. Trilogy on the hunt, just waiting for that opportunity. But let's go back here. We're on the final lap, ladies and gents, of the Gentleman's Tuesday dirt track Yee racing over at Sardeghi Windmills. T64 Turbo holding just about a half-second gap between Francisco. He's going to go on the attack here. He has cut the lead down to 0.101. Ladies and gents, we've got a battle going on here. He's going to cut through the inside. He'll have to go on the outside, which that's all good. But if he can manage to go on the inside, he is set. Vasco Francisco, close. Maybe no cigar. But here they go, drag race. Going to go through jump number 1. Jump number 2, bumper to bumper, Vasco. Oh, what a race! What a race! So right now we got Rusty 3rd. Gonna kind of just peacefully drive through. Knowing him, he's probably listening to classical music, drinking a macchiato. You know, it's all good. Solo Driver running fourth here, going through the last section of the track. Trology running in fifth. J-Rod sixth. Joey seventh. Looked like he got lost in the sauce there. But you know what? I want to hear it from Vasco Francisco after this race. I want an interview. I'm demanding an interview. And if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. But right now, we got a pretty good battle here going on. Trology loses it. J-Rod loses it. It is anyone's game at the moment. Who is going to prevail? 15 seconds left remaining in the race. J-Rod going to be able to hold on? No, he won't be able to hold on. Trology's going to go through this first section here. Jump 1, success. Jump 2, success. Good job, guys. Good racing. And look at that. Tuxedo and all. Poor guy doesn't know his tuxedo's gonna get ruined by maple flavored syrup soda pop, so don't know what happened there, but let's get an interview. Let's see if I could create a party. I'm gonna create a very private party. That way I don't have anybody else intruding, so we got a party created here. Let's hear it from Tabasco Vasco. Alright, back on the air here. So right now they're having a little bit of a break, but while we're doing that, I want to hear from Francisco. And it looks like we are going to change for part 2. We're doing Monza No Chicane. And I'm just going to let them know, hey, I want to interview this guy. And we're gonna do a little bit of sucking up here. I might bribe them with money. I might bribe them with goods. Alright, so next track we will be racing at. We'll be using the same car here. We'll be in a Lancer. Well, I'll be in the Lancer Evo. I'm gonna take you guys out on a lap here. Francisco, dude,
what is going on?
Nothing much. I am streaming right now, and I wanted to hear from you on that race. I caught the last lap, dude.
Oh,
and it was dope. It came down to the final jump. How did you pull that off, dude?
With a whole lot of concentration and a whole lot of shit talking.
Oh, I bet there's a lot of that going on.
No, it's man, it was really a battle between Mitsubishi versus Subaru, so I had to win because I'm a Subi fanboy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
no, but I don't know. I don't know. Turbo was holding me. He was holding me pretty well, but I mean, I took a gamble on the inside line, hoping that I wouldn't push him into the pits and forfeit the race win. But it worked out nice and clean. I don't know how it looked for you guys, but it was a lot of fun.
Dude, watch the stream, man. I got the whole bit. I mean, it was just insane. But good racing, man.
Thanks, man.
Yep. Hop you off here, and then I'm gonna continue the stream. Yep. See ya. Yep. So you heard it from Mr. Vasco himself. Great race. So I'm going to go ahead and take you guys out on a lap of this track over at Monza. We're running the same N400 four-wheel drive cars. Tire rating, no limit at all. Tunings, always allowed. So looks like I need to bump down my horsepower here. And I'm going to show you through some of these sections. Actually, I need to tune this here real quick. We're gonna take these down. I'm gonna take this to about 4, and then let's take you on a lap. So we're going back into the Team Anna Racing Flex Tape RWB Mitsubishi Lancer. So this track is gonna be very fast. Whoa. My car is loose as a goose at the moment. I'm not sure why. This thing just wants to wander. Let's set everything back to default here. Alright, so I got that. That's why, okay. This used to be my show car. So let's take you out. This car in stream is, I do want to give a shout out to Flex Tape. They have been very supportive with my racing hobby of Gran Turismo Sport. I've been putting them on every single car, and they've taken notice. You know, I've won a championship. I won the GR3 Road Car Championship, accumulated quite a few wins, and they noticed it, and they're like, hey, let's send this dude a fan box. Which is pretty cool. But going through these S's here, that'll be a detrimental set of turns. We got good old Rusty right behind us. And we're going to go through this very slight right-hand turn here. One wrong move and it'll send you into the sand, as well as this turn. So, this next section here is going to be a pretty long straight. This will be a good spot for overtaking. And let's see, we're going to keep going through here. We're just cruising along, looking at the view, checking everything out. We're going to break through these sets of curves. These curves here are pretty tricky. I've only done them in pretty much either a Group 2 or a Super Formula car. And let me tell you, those sets of turns will, as I always say, make or break you. So the next section here, we got a very long straight up ahead. And perfecting this turn will justify how well you do on the straights. So we're going to go ahead and cross the finish line. I'll take you guys all the way out to the end of the straight just to let you know how intense it can be. So going through, and by the way, yes, I am using a controller at the moment. I figured I'm streaming, I'm commentating. I'm gonna rock the controller, take a break from the wheel for a little bit. So this section here is gonna get a little bit funky. But, I mean, there you have it. And as you can tell, Rusty got lost in the sauce. Take that wrong curve, you're in the sand. We're going to do a little bit of a driver's ed right here. Yeah. So there you have it, ladies and gents. That's going to be... That was our in-depth view of the track. So right now, they have to use the same cars that they were using the first race. J-Rod's going to be rocking the Lancia Delta Turbo Mitsubishi GTO. Great car. Rusty rocking the Merc. Our race winner at Sardeghi. Vasco in the Subi. Trilogy in the Lancer. And Cannoli just kind of popping up out of nowhere. So there we have it. I'm going to get y'all some good angles here. I'm going to take a couple minute break. Kind of rest my throat there from all this talking. Jeez. So, we'll be back here in just a few. Alright, ladies and gents, we are back here, getting ready to start the race, or the second half of Gentleman's Tuesday here at Monza. No chicane. Got a little bit of shenanigans going on there, but if you rewind about several minutes back, you could have noticed T64 Turbo bump drafting J-Rod. I think we're going to have a lot of that going on. Now, the way that this grid is set up, it is based on previous results. So, with the winner being Vasco, he's going to start 6th. Since Turbo was 2nd, he's going to start 5th. Since Rusty was 3rd, he starts 4th, so on and so forth. So, here we go, ladies and gents. Trilogy is going to pretty much launch off of that start line. Didn't get a really great start there, but those Mercedes, once you get them on the track, they are hard to beat, especially with 7 gears. So Joey out in first. He is going to go into the straight here. We got about a 3-wide battle between first place. And he's going to allow Rusty to go in front there. You don't want to cause any incidents. If you lose and go into the sand, you're going to lose about a good 10 seconds or so, maybe more. Turbo, though, he is going on the outside, forces Rusty to the inside of the track there, which he recovers pretty nicely. So right now we've got Rusty 1st, Turbo 2nd, Francisco 3rd, Joey 4th, Trilogy 5th, J-Rod 6th. So right now we've got more camera issues. I'm telling you, I think my Alfa Romeo team is messing with my camera. So we're going to go on board here with none other than Rusty himself. And look at that. Turbo is hot on his tail, and it's only the first lap there, folks. So he's going to cut through those corners like it's nothing. He's going to manage to go out to the straight. But here's the one thing he's got to worry about. Turbo's in that slipstream. He is going to be gaining on him quickly. As you can see here from Vasco Francisco, he caught that slipstream from Turbo. He's going to go on the inside. Looks like he is going to manage to pass Turbo there for 2nd place. And he is going to hunt down Rusty. He is not having it. So Vasco clearly gets the better of Rusty there on that last turn. And it just goes back to what I said in the beginning. You know, you got to have that last turn nailed, because if you do, that's going to justify or dictate how well this straight's going to work out for you. So right now we got T64 hot on Rusty's tail. Turbo's going to go on the inside, try to pass him. Looks like it's not going to work. Not going to work at all. Vasco holding just about a 3/4 of a second lead. He's going to cut through the inside there. That's going to mess him up pretty bad and allow Rusty to start attacking. Turbo, still in the back there, chilling like a villain. He's trying to make a killing, man. He's trying to get to first. And then we got Joey back and forth, and oh, J-Rod out into the sand. Loses about a good 2 seconds, which, it's all good. It's all good, just regain yourself. Turbo's in 3rd, Rusty 2nd, Vasco 1st. As we can see here, Vasco just doing his own thing. Rusty 2nd, Turbo 3rd. Joey Canoli 4th. He is starting to gain on him. You know, they were about 2 seconds ahead of him. He's managed to cut that down by half a second. So, will he have the speed? Will he have the ability to pass them? We're going to find out. J-Rod, meanwhile, is about 5 seconds away from Joey. Trilogy is about 14 seconds away from J-Rod. So as we can see here, looks like he lost a little bit of time there on the on that turn. Now we've got a pass going on for 2nd place. Turbo is going to go on the inside. It is nothing but a drag race down there straightaway, ladies and gents. Looks like Turbo's going to win it here. He's going to go on the inside of the sweeping right-hand corner. Gets it done perfectly. Now, let me tell you, he's probably looking for revenge at the moment, especially after that heartbreaker that he had last race, where Francisco beat him by less than a 1/10 of a second. So he's definitely going to be hunting him down, as you can see here. He's going to go on the inside. Francisco catches a little bit of dirt there, hits the guardrail, but he's still good. He's alright. Rusty, though, has got to be pressuring him. You know, he wants Turbo to make a mistake. He wants him to mess up. And looky there. We've got our old friend, the Kituation. Actually, I should say old friend. He's probably one of our newest members of the RWB community. Very good racer, too, man. Very level-headed, cool, calm, collected. You want to race with this guy. He is a good dude to race with. But right now, we've got Rusty here catching the slipstream. He is trying to make a charge here before this final turn. And is he going to do it? No. No, Turbo is actually pulling away from him. But Rusty's going to take the inside there. He is going to try and do everything he can to pass Turbo for second place. Right now, we've got a very calm and collected dude by the name of Vasco Francisco, running about a 2-second lead over everybody else. So he's just going to be out there. Turbo, second. Rusty right behind. He is closely following Turbo at the moment. Loses just a little bit of time, but he took the inside line there, hoping to make a charge, and looks like it's not going to work out too well. Now, how is this going to fare during these two turns? Well, it goes by pretty clean. Not bad, not bad. Fourth place, we got Mr. Cannoli himself. Got about a 4-second lead there. Not sure what happened. Not sure if maybe he hit the grass or made a little bit of contact. But it's all good. It's all good. J-Rod running fifth with about a 5-second deficit and about a 12-second deficit between himself and Francisco. Trology, 31-second gap. He's going to cut the corners and then get kicked right in the face because he decided to cut a corner. So, can't do that, dude. Can't do it. Vasco now has a 3-second lead. Turbo's second. Rusty third. And these two are just duking it out, man. This is wonderful. Wonderful to see. So as we go into the final turns here of lap 4, looks like Rusty's going to go on the inside. Can't quite catch Turbo. Something about that Mitsubishi, man. Once it hits a certain mark, it just pulls away from you. It doesn't matter if you're 10 foot away or 100 foot away. This thing will pull away, I say. So right now, Rusty's just going to chill pretty much behind Turbo at the moment. Going to use the slipstream and maybe a little bit of bump drafting as well. Now, what's he going to do here? Is he going to go on the inside, maybe try to attack? Nope. Nope. Turbo says, screw that. I ain't letting him pass me. He's out for revenge. Going through the chicane here, we've got a pretty clean turn there between both racers. Joey Cannoli out there in the Sponge Bobbioli. I believe there's a rhyme in one of the episodes of SpongeBob. I think it's like, ravioli, ravioli, please give me your formuoli. Well, this is cannoli, cannoli, please give me back my spotty. Didn't work out well. But right now, ooh, we got some action here between Turbo and Rusty yet again. Rusty trying to overtake him, but Turbo, he's just got that power. He's got the thing tuned perfect. Perfect, I tell you. So we're going to go in a inside view here. We're going to go into the mind of Rusty himself. We're going to go into cockpit. Looked like he got a little bit wide there in the last turn. That's going to hurt him some, but looks like he's going to manage to recover. So good job, good job. But let's take a look and let's see what his driving habits are. Let's see how he steers. I know he's rocking a wheel as well, so just to give you a nice view of what Rusty's got going on. And we are already on lap 6, ladies and gents, so this race is going by pretty quick. So Looks like, ooh, carrying about 154 through that speed. Turbo, in the meantime, was carrying about 160 miles an hour through that curve. So, his gearing is set perfect. But if you take a look here, we're going to compare speeds at the moment. So we'll let him go through this turn here. He's taking it about 80 miles an hour. Not enough to pull away for Rusty, though. Rusty's got the handling where Turbo's got the power. That's two beautiful things conflicting each other. Right now, Turbo running about 122. Rusty is about 133, 4. Turbo, he's got that power. And he ran about 150 miles an hour through that straight. And just Rusty's not having it. We've got a battle and a half. So what's kind of interesting is seeing why Rusty's not attacking so much. It's pretty weird. But as I say that, Rusty goes on the offensive. Goes on the inside, does a slide job on Turbo. Good move, man. Good move. Love it. So Rusty's now going to take the second place spot. But this is where that whole quartering versus power comes into play. Turbo here is running about 140 or 150. Let's see here. Rusty's about a 156. Turbo's at a 163. And then he's going to go through these turns like it's nothing. He's taking those at 160 miles an hour through the first part. Rusty, man, he just ain't got it. Ain't got it. And then, oh, a little bit of a love tap there. Causes a collision. Barriers go everywhere. The crowd's cheering. I mean, look at him go crazy. Meanwhile, Turbo's just chilling here. He's now got just over a half-second lead, which is good. Good. Joey Cannoli's sitting at a very cool 4th position here. J-Rod 5th. I just don't think that Lancer's got it as in terms of power and handling. It's more of a rally car, if you ask me. Trology is about a minute and 10 seconds behind or I should say first place. But you know what, man, you can't knock him. Like I say, he's using one of the big boy toys, stuff that requires weeks of practice. So I think this is going to prove as a wonderful learning experience. And I think this experience also will help him properly tune his vehicle, especially going through that sweeping right-hander at about 140 miles an hour, where everybody else is doing about low 150s, or mid 150s, low 160s. So Francisco, just chilling. You know, he's got his tuxedo on. He's trying to race, trying to get to a date. Eating chips and salsa or chips and dip while he's at it. But back here, second and third, it's a bloodbath. I mean, the crowd's loving it. If you just listen closely, you can hear them cheering. And I'm going to just get silent here for a sec. Just that way you can listen. It's riveting. But looked like Rusty there managed to get by. Doing about 160 or so, high 150s. Good on him. Turbo misses that turn there, allowing Rusty to properly attack. So Turbo's going to go into that right-hand corner. We're going to go into the second hard right. Let's see how that pans out. And beautiful move. Beautiful. So right now he's doing about a 120. Rusty's got some speed on him. He's doing about a couple of miles an hour more. It's hard to tell just based off of speed differences, and with Rusty being in the back, slipstreaming off of Turbo. I have a feeling he's setting himself up to go onto the attack at the very last corner. On the very last lap. Ooh, Turbo, man. He just lost valuable time there. So now we got a drag race. Drag race between Mercedes and Mercedes and Mitsubishi. So let's see here. Rusty's going to go on the inside, manages to pass Turbo. Turbo's probably going to go on the inside of him, start slipstreaming. Once he gets enough power to pass him, he's going to. And let's take a look at their lap times here real quick. I mean, they just ran. Got about a 147. And the comparison, man, is something else. Turbo, like I said, he managed to get that power, managed to get that slipstream, allowing him to cleanly pass good old Rusty there. And looking at the lap times, I mean, Rusty just did a 147.02. Turbo did a 147.04. So they're pretty much neck and neck there. Ooh, Turbo gets a little bit loose there, allowing Rusty to just waltz on past him. Going into the turn here, he's going to get into the sand a little bit, going to lose a tiny bit of time there. But I don't think he's going to be too far off. Oh, no, you hate to see it. That sand just costed him over 3 seconds. Man. Press F to pay respects. But let's see where how Turbo's doing here real quick. Turbo, he's just going to waltz along. He knows he has about a 4-second lead over Rusty, so he's not going to push himself too hard here. Going into the final lap after this very nice right-hander. Vasco just chilling like a villain, knows he's going to get a killing unless he messes up. And if he does, this might be Commentator's Curse 2.0. Oh, man. Whew. And then we got Trology here running about a 130. Oh, man, something's going on. Something's going on. Earth to Trology. You got this, man. J-Rod, though, he's running about a minute, 7 seconds ahead, minute 8 ahead of Trology there, about 15 seconds behind Joey Cannoli. Joey's about 8 seconds behind GAGT Driver, which is Rusty. Rusty's about 4.5 seconds away from Turbo. Turbo's about 7 seconds away from Francisco. Francisco is coming up on Trology here at the moment, getting ready to lap him, which, don't be ashamed. Trology, I mean, it's all good. You're fine. Just keep doing what you're doing. You know, you do you, boo-boo. Francisco, he's gonna cruise. I mean, he's not in too much of a hurry. He's got a very comfortable cushion. He's probably gonna get some words of encouragement to Trology. Yeah, probably a little bit of a love tap there. Yep. See, you can do it. So he's gonna use the slipstream for Trology there to kind of widen the gap a little bit. Maybe give him some, like I said, bits of encouragement. Trology gets a little bit wide there into the turn, but manages to save it. Manages to save it. So, good race, my man. Good race. Francisco's going to take the win, followed by Turbo. And then Rusty, not too far behind him. He managed to take about a second off of the gap there. Joey Cannoli getting ready to go around to the final straight. He's going to finish at a very cool 4th place. J-Rod is in the middle of the last turn. He's going to be coming in 5th. Trology, he is trying to make it back. He's trying to finish that race with 36 seconds to go. You know, if you got NOS, now is that time to use it there, good sir. So there you have it. Francisco, Turbski, Rusty, Joeski, J. Roadski, Troloski, and Vasky. Vasky being first. Very good race. Very clean for the most part. A little bit of bumping going on, but it's gonna happen. It's all good. So there you have it, ladies and gents. Trology's pretty much gonna park it. Gonna go in reverse. He's probably gonna fire his crew. And look at that, back in the tuxedo, and even though we drenched him in that soda, it is still clean as it can be. So, what a race. Good stuff, good racing, good people, good times. So, not sure what next week is going to hold, but I will let you know our following events coming up this week. Tomorrow we've got a Super Formula practice. We will be racing at the Nürburgring GP circuit. Thursday will be the start of the GR3 Endurance Series, which is hosted by none other than Winkle, who will be my teammate. We will be Team Cincinnati, also representing Martini. That race, I believe, starts at about 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Friday we have our Super Formula Series East and West Division. Be racing at the Nürburgring. Will be commentated by none other than me and my teammate, probably Joey Canoli, for the West Division. The East Division will be commentated by Presidio and Vasco Francisco. Saturday we will have the GR3 GR4 event, which now will include fuel and tire wear, and that will be hosted by none other than Rusty himself. Sundays and Mondays we don't run anything. Tuesdays, obviously, gentlemen's Tuesday challenges. So this is Cupcake signing off, and for any information or posts, come see our group RWB Racing. Come see the Facebook page of RWB Racing also, where you can catch up on live streams, pictures, events. Also check out our website. Yes, we've got a website, rwbracing.com. You can find statistics of each of the drivers that have entered, that will show various championships they've won, races they've been in, what place they've finished, how many wins they have. And we've got so much more. We've also got our Facebook page linked to it, and various events, various pictures, photo gallery, forums, where you can post any kinds of questions, and we will be more than happy to answer them. So, you know how to reach us. I do want to thank Flex Tape for their support. And this is Cupcake of Team Anna Racing Scoliosis Warrior / Team Tourette's, Flex Tape, whatever you want to call it, signing out. So, peace out, and don't forget to catch us on Thursday and Friday. Bye!